Welcome back to another episode of Back Half Hustle, which, Terry, I think we're going to have to change his name, right? Because we're picking up the momentum. And although we're coming to the backside of the year like we planned, we're going to continue these going into the beginning of the year. So we're going to have to come up with a new name. But nevertheless, welcome back to another episode where we talk about different topics that help you as business owners in real estate grow your business. And today, I think it's a perfect topic going into quarter 4 because I still feel this out there in the industry amongst our colleagues and peers. And what we're going to talk about is why collaboration beats competition in real estate. And what I'm talking about is collaborating with other business owners in real estate, right? Other realtors, other real estate agents, other real estate consultants, whatever you call yourself, right? Advisors, whatever. But why collaboration makes sense, you know? And so for me, I'll kick it off where, in my opinion, I always do masterminds with, different agents. I host them sometimes here at my office or at our title company. Two of our title companies, we've held them where one, they're broker agnostic. We don't talk about our brokerages at these things, but it's there to learn from each other. I can learn from you, Terry.
Yep.
You're all the way across the country from me, right? You're in a different time zone. And we do these not only for ourselves, but to help other agents. We are on a Marco Polo. We text all the time. We call each other when we're down, right? And it works. It helps each other out. It helps us out, And so people I think used to, and some still do, view us as competitors. Oh, Terry, you're my competitor. I can't help you. And it's like, why not?
So it's funny that this is the topic we decided to talk about today. And let me tell you why. This morning, as I'm getting out of the house, I get a call from an agent that I worked with at a different company about 3-ish years ago. And the agent says, "Hey, Terry, I was talking with someone and they told me you got your start by doing credit repair, credit counseling." And I said, "Yeah, I did." He's like, "Oh, so that was cool." He said, I'm thinking about setting up something and I just wondered if you would help me." And we talked. Good 30 minutes. I gave him some insight. I figured out where he was at, all the things, right? And at the end of it, he goes, I'm so grateful that you helped me, even though we're competitors. And I said, "That's where you fucked up. Excuse me. We're not competitors." I said, "This is the problem." And I said, "I'm sorry to say this." And I named his brand and I said, "That's their mentality. That's the wrong mentality." I said, "Anytime you need help, you call me." And he goes, "No, I'm not saying you're a competitor like that. I'm just saying." I said, "No, you said it the right way. You feel like I'm competition and I'm not. The business that you have over there is the business you have over there. The business I have over here is the business. We're not going to cross paths. And guess what? If we do, there's a bazillion people in the world. Why not work together to get it done?" And that's the problem. There's too much competition in real estate, and it does not have to be. You should be able to call someone and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing something. I want to know you're doing it at a high scale. Can you help me? Can you show me what you did?" And instead of gatekeeping it, instead of thinking it's not out there, guess what? Zillow can tell you, ChatGPT can tell you, all the things can tell you. So why the hell is it a secret? Just work with that other person and teach them. Period. So after that 30-minute conversation, not brand specific, not anything, I literally gave him the playbook that I used to build my business so that he could just start a piece that
Yeah.
he wanted to learn. So I really agree with you that that mentality is still out there. And I think it's only hurting those that are going through it.
Yeah. And this is why I say a lot of times, even in our own market, right? Why I invite agents to collaborate. Some come, different brokerages, different companies, which is great because I love it. And some don't. Cool. Keep being closed-minded, whatever it is. But here's the reason why I think it's so important. Here, just in my small town, right? I call it a small town, but there's about 60,000 population now. We're not small anymore. Um,
Got 10. Remember that.
yeah,
10.
okay, so you're smaller, but right now, there's probably 18,400 households. Now, although I would love to service all those households in a year, I cannot.
You can't service that many in 10 years.
Exactly. Like, literally, think about it. Everybody's like, oh, I want it all. Cool. Go out there and get it 18,000. I want you to go door knock $18,000 homes in 1 year. It cannot be done.
Right.
There is enough business to go around for everybody. Now, part number two of why I say collaboration is better than competition is because if we're working a deal, I tell people this all the time, and I sometimes go back into this rabbit hole where I'm looking out for my client's best interest. Well, the number one goal, the best way for you to look out for your client's best interest is to do what they hired you to do.
Correct.
It's to sell the house. It's to sell the house. That means you have to work and play nice with the other party who's bringing you the contract because that's what's going to help sell the house. And a lot of times, even myself sometimes, we think we think differently and or we go off path where it's like, you know, no, I don't need to play nice with you. I'm looking out for my client's best interest, which I am. There's different aspects to it, right? Depending on what your client wants. But the number one goal is to to sell the house or to help them buy that house that they want.
Yep. Have you seen
Period.
those listings? And I'm guilty of it a little bit too. But have you seen the listings where they say if your agent doesn't show you the property, your agent cannot ask for more than X% in commission,
Yes.
right? Guess what? If the agent can't show it and you show it and they're already represented, you're still working for your client. You're still selling the house. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. You're just trying to be greedy to keep the money. It's not about the money. It's about getting the home sold. And the more eyes you can get on that sucker, the more opportunities you have to sell it.
Yeah, and what agents need to know is, hello, your seller hired you to sell that house. They hired you to show that house. They hired you to bring people into the door to bring a contract for that house. Doesn't mean you have to get both sides.
Right,
Regardless, if that prospect is represented or not, your job is to still show this house so that if they like it, their agent can bring you a contract.
right.
Get over yourselves. Stop trying to milk these two-sided deals to get more money and be greedy that way. It's a this is where we've talked about in the past, right? About being human. Be human enough to still show that house to that prospect, even if they're represented, because at the end of the day, they're going to bring a contract to your seller and you just help them sell that house.
How about this one? Matt, I need someone to host an open house for me. Sure, Terry. I don't have anything else to do. I'll host an open house for you. Why is it easy for you to agree to that? But it's not easy for you to agree to let someone else open the door for you. I mean, it's the little things.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are. I think that um, as real estate agents, the top 1% should help the bottom 2 and 3 and 4% get to their level because it's not a competition. I think that the top 1% should make time when they have it because sometimes we don't always have it and say, "Hey, look, let me train you. Let me show you." If someone asks, you don't have to go out there and there's a lot of people out there that are doing it and say, "Let me tell you how I did it." Cool.
Yeah.
Make a video. Show us what you're doing. No one, and we know this. How many times have we sat in a training class, right, or a seminar or a summit or something, and we watch someone similar to like Jason Pantana get on that stage and go, "Do blah blah blah, it's working for X, Y, and Z," and all of us go, "Cool," and we never do it. You can teach a person everything. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, and if they do it, doesn't mean it's going to be as good as you. It's
Yeah.
all not always going to be effective, but the fact that you're willing to teach people and not gatekeep it makes you that superhuman.
Yeah, it is, right? I mean, we all have our different blueprints to the way we do business. And like you mentioned, we can share it with the world. It doesn't mean everybody's going to go and do it. They're going to get it and they may change some stuff and then they make it their own blueprint. I mean, that's just life. That's every industry out there. We've all learned from somewhere to get somewhere and we just tweak things as we go that performs the way we want it to do, you know?
I'm gonna say this, and I don't know this statistics. McDonald's and Burger King, they both sell hamburgers and French fries. Come on.
Chick-fil-A, Cane's, they all sell chicken. That's it, chicken fingers.
It's a way, it's a
It's,
product that sells. It's just a different way of doing it.
yeah.
Same
So,
thing. And again, like we talked about, you're in Texas, I'm in Alabama. we can teach each other the exact same things all day, every day. It's going to be different in our markets. We tweak it to our
Yeah.
own markets.
Yeah.
But it's giving the person like, hey, you're struggling with something. Here's what I do to solve that problem.
Yeah. And the great thing is as agents, we don't know it all, right? We think we do, but we don't.
You
You
know,
know,
we
we can
don't know
always learn
squat.
from each other. There may be one thing from your process or your blueprint that you're going to share with me that I'd be like, I need to add that one thing into mine, and then it will be even better.
Yep.
If you're not constantly wanting to get better at what you're doing, you are doing a disservice not only to yourself, but to your clients.
Yep.
You should
Hey, you
always
called
be
me
thinking.
yesterday on something completely different. You're like, I've got this problem. How do I solve it? And I said, this is what I do for that. And you can implement it. And if it works, boom, we helped each other.
Exactly. You know,
Didn't cost me a dime, but 5 minutes of my time. I love that.
how do networking groups of when you're in these networking groups or masterminds or you have these relationships with these other realtors or business owners in real estate, right? How do they open doors, for you? What do you think?
Opening doors, meaning,
Like opening the opportunities to help grow your business.
well, again, you're learning something new that you can implement into your business, which may help you go to a different level. One thing that we're about to actually start here locally is coffee and listings. We all know listings are sitting for a little while, right? People here in one city do caravans. Caravans are basically when they host an open house just for real estate agents. Well, why not, instead of doing that, of course, we can see the house, whatever. If you would shoot video on every listing, we could see the house online all the time. But why don't you come sit down and let's talk about the struggles you're having with your listing? Are you having a problem getting people through the door? Are you having a problem with your marketing? And then you've got a group of 10, 20 people, however many people show up, that can give you that constructive feedback. Because let's be real, caravans are only to feed agents. We know agents love gift cards and we love food. So there you go. That's why we all are who we are.
Yeah.
But why not actually sit around and just be real? Because if I go to a caravan and I know you have a sheet that says, tell me what you feel, I'm not going to be honest with you because I'm just there to eat lunch.
It's right there what you just said. Guys, we are not alone. Everybody has the same struggles, just at different points of their career. We all have the same challenges that we're facing in the market, right? You're not alone. Get
Never.
into these rooms with your peers, with your colleagues, to be vulnerable, to share the challenges. I guarantee you 99% of the people who are in those rooms are there wanting to help you. Now, if they're not, if they're selfish, if they're closed-minded, they will weave themselves out of those groups.
Hmm.
And it's okay. But you want to be surrounded by others to lift you up. Even if it's a different brokerage, even if it's a different company, it does not matter. These are people in your group, in your town, in your area that are there that want to help you, right? And
Let me
different
talk
people
about,
here.
let
Yeah,
me talk about one more collaboration. Sorry,
yeah.
not to cut you off. This is my biggest pet peeve right now. And I know different states have different rules. In Florida, if you want to video a person's property, you have to have written permission from the seller. Okay. There's a solution. My biggest pet peeve right now, number one, is listing agents do not record video walkthroughs at the time of their listing. That's my biggest pet peeve in the world. And the reason is I'm in a military town. I have a lot of military that buy sight unseen, and I make the phone call a lot to say, can I come video your property to send it to my client? Number one, if it was on your YouTube channel, it would already be there. Number two, it's way less inconvenient for the person that's living in that house to have it show ready all the time for me to come run a 5 second video for my client because you don't have it on file. That's it. But here's the other one. If I come to your caravan or if you host an open house and I say, hey, can I come market your property? 9 times out of 10, they don't want to. Why? My following is different than your following.
Yep.
I come video your property, I find a buyer, you still helped your seller get a sale.
Yeah.
Why not?
But you know what's even
He's
crazy
so
that you mentioned
close-minded
that?
that they won't do that.
What's even crazier is here in my area, and I'm not taking shots at any company. And I'll just say for myself, in our own local brokerage group that we have, I had this idea of I created a Google Drive and I will put my listings, photos, my listing video walkthrough, and I told everybody, have at it. Take these pictures, take this video, and use it for your marketing and your following to help me promote that listing, and you can find me the buyer. I got like three people that said great idea, and I think I had zero people actually download the videos and the photos. And I'm like, I'm paying for the video and the photos of my listings. I'm giving them to everybody to use and for their own social following. If they want to be an Instagram agent and just do that, great, but do it. And nobody took me up on that. How fucking crazy is that?
Well, here's what I'm going to tell
I was
you.
like, I was mind
You
blown.
just helped me because I've never thought of that. But I will be calling Mitzi as soon as I get off this call because that is a fabulous idea.
Hello. As a listing agent, it's my job to pay for the pictures. It's my job to sell this house. This is what this seller has hired me to do. They don't care which way I do it, how I do it. They just want the home sold. I'm fine. I have to use these pictures for the MLS and for
I
my
freaking
own
love
sources.
that.
It's
I
like,
freaking
why
love
not give that to the other 500 agents at my brokerage or anybody who wants them to use it and says, hey, look at this listing by Matthew Soto. If you want to buy this house or you want to see it, call me and I'll go take you on a private tour. And I
Here's
had
the funny
this
thing.
many people reach out to me. I was fucking mind blown.
God,
I was
I'm
like,
see, we
holy
just
shit, man.
collaborated right
Are
there,
you
man. We
are
just
you that are you that close-minded that you don't want to use the stuff I paid for your own advantage to help you find a client?
and
I was
okay,
like,
so
what
number
the heck?
one, I said it.
I was
That is
crazy.
fucking awesome. Number two, I've been telling people there's a condo that's going up in Tampa. I'm all in. It's not even broke ground yet. I called one of our good friends, Mel Carbonell, and I said, Mel, I want to break into the condos down in Tampa. What do I do? I want to market this thing. And she said, call them because they have unbranded marketing material. So that same concept that she just gave me on these condos is what you just said for our regular listings.
And this is where I got it from. I got it from a builder because I've asked the builder. The builder's like, hey, I have these new inventory homes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, can I go shoot content? They're like, we already have all that unbranded. You can have it. I'm like, holy shit.
I don't
Send it
got to
to
pay
me.
for it. I
Let's
don't got to send
go.
it to my editor. Like,
It's
bro,
like, hello, why not even go and ask builders? Guys, go ask builders. Hey, do you have any unbranded walkthroughs or photos of your homes that you're building of the inventory that I can promote to try and bring a buyer to you? 9 out of 10 builders will say yes. You'll have the big luxury ones that say no because everything's proprietary and all that stuff. But who gives a shit? Go to the other nine. And now, not only are you going to try to bring a buyer to take to that builder, but you also have content for days, for weeks to use on your social media followings.
I got you, man. That's that. And guess what else it does? If you put it on YouTube,
It's like,
it
hello.
just grew your channel.
And so this is why it's important
Dude,
to
I love it.
collaborate with people, with agents, with our colleagues, with our peers. You're going to get ideas that you can use. I'm not going to call you and say, Terry, no, sorry, Terry. I shared this idea with you and everybody who's going to watch this on YouTube, but none of y'all can have it. That's so stupid. Oh my God. Everybody can have it. Take this idea and run with it. Take it to your team, take it to your brokerage, take it to anybody and everybody and use it. Because at the end of the day, I was put on this earth to help people.
Yep.
And we all were, right? And so collaborate beats competition in real estate every day of the week.
And be kind to each other. Be kind to each other. We're not in
And
competition.
I'm not going to lie, there's some agents that I'm not very kind with because
I mean, me too, but
you give what you get. And if you're giving it to me, you're going to get it. Trust me. And but at the end of the day, most agents out there in my area know that, and even my partners know that they're always like, wow, I didn't know Matt had all these ideas. Or hey, I didn't know he was willing to share everything. And they're like, well, yeah, because you don't know the dude. You should know him. You should want to be in his circles because he's fine given every idea that he has. You know how much money I've paid for in my 11 years doing this full time? And if we look at the whole 20 since 2005 of how much I've paid for coaching in different programs with different coaches, I guarantee you it's well over six figures.
Yep.
Well over six figures. I have a whole bookshelf. I was just looking at them today, all the old spirals of almost five or six summits that I've been to and other summits of other coaching companies. And it's like, let me see what's in here because some of that stuff is still irrelevant, right? Because we're getting ready to talk about, finish and finalize our 2026 business plan today with my team. And I just thought of that. And this is why I came up with the topic for today. I'm like, guys, I collaborate all the time. When I'm out there at these conferences, I'm in these rooms with other agents across the fucking world,
Yep.
learning from them, networking with them to be in their world.
I love this.
That is it.
Matt,
Yeah.
this has been one of our best ones yet. I love this. And you
At,
gave me an idea that I am gonna run with today, I promise you.
at the end of the day, success is this business. It isn't about how many agents can outwork each other. It's about how many strong relationships you can build.
Yep.
That's why we wanted to do these series, these videos. This is why you and I collaborate all the time with other people as well, right? Because we're okay with it all, guys.
Yep.
It's collaboration over competition every day, right? And
All day.
you know, most people are going to probably read this title and think, "Oh, they're just trying to recruit." We didn't even talk about recruiting. Like, I don't give a shit about
Yeah,
recruiting.
who you're with.
I don't care who you're with. Exactly. I I have agents call me all the time from other brokers. I'm happy. I have a 2 o'clock appointment today from an agent from our coaching program that we're in with Shift. Reach out and say, hey, Matt, I want to talk systems with you because you mentioned that the other day. I'm like, cool, call me at 2 o'clock. We'll talk about it. They're in a different town, in a different state, in a different brokerage. I'm taking time out of my calendar to help that agent. And I do
Yep.
that all the time. And I know you
So
do as well. And I'm all for it.
it's funny you said that because last night I got a call from an agent on a listing that I have, and he said, "Hey, do you have offers?" And I said, "I do. I got multiples." And he said, "Okay, thanks." And I said, "I've got all these other ones over here too." And a few minutes later, I get a message from a person that says, "Hey, do you have multiple offers on this property?" And I said, "I do," but it wasn't that agent. And he goes, "Okay." And I said, They said, "Well, I'm approved for X. Do you think I could have a chance?" And I said, "You're always welcome to put an offer." And the person messaged back and said, "Well, I think I'm gonna switch agents because my agent's not even trying. He just told me not to even bother." I called that agent right away and I said, "Hey, I think your client's calling me because this is what happened. You know, tell me what's going on." And we talked for quite some time. We got a little lowdown on what's going on. Guess what? I told him, bring your client tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Meet me in my office. I'll talk to your client with you. Let me help you because you're struggling with this client. You've shown this client 20 plus houses. The client's all over the board. You can't get it together because he probably doesn't know the things that we know, that we've learned and we've studied and we've tried and we've done the things over the last 10 plus years. I'm gonna sit down with them. And you know what? He may be 100% right, but sometimes you need another person to hear it. He's not with my brokerage. He's not on my team. He's nothing, and I don't even know the kid, but I'll help him out because I don't want to take his client. His client wants to come to me. I don't want that. I want you to be successful too.
Exactly. Guys, at the end of the day, we're going to wrap up. Just remember this growth happens together.
Both
Not
happen together.
You're not alone, and none of us are. So, guys, if you have questions, if you need help, tune in to some of our past episodes, right? Like, comment, follow, subscribe, everything in the books. But most definitely reach out to Terry or myself, right? We're happy to always lend an ear, a voice, help you with something you're challenged, whatever it is. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. Reach
Let's
out.
go.
We're here for you. All right, guys. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
We'll catch y'all next week.
See ya.